The length of Nigeria's land boundary is estimated at over 4,000 kilometers, while there are recognized border control stations with its neighboring countries of Benin, Cameroon, Chad and Niger. There are in existence nearly 1,500 illegal routes into Nigeria. Policing Nigeria's vast and porous land and maritime borders has often posed serious challenges to security agencies, and this is exacerbated by the complexities and sophistication of cross-border crimes and criminalities. In this regard, the Nigeria Customs Service is taking the lead in facilitating a border management regime based on collaboration among agencies of government responsible for manning the entry points in order to jointly tackle cross-border crimes of smuggling, human trafficking, capital flight, and armed robbery.
5 weeks of the basic Rural Border Patrol Operations course, 1 week of train the trainer. In fact, that's one of your individuals from Customs headquarters right now, IBRAHIM. Does a great job. Everybody did a great job, but you can see he is now the lead instructor for teaching patrolling tactics. They work very hard. They've come a long way.
The Nigeria Customs Service had conducted a comprehensive training of its officers in rural border patrol operations under the auspices of the United States Anti-Terrorist Assistance Program. The rigorous training program, which took place in O'Gara, West Virginia, United States of America, for 6 weeks, succeeded in developing a corps of specially trained customs officers in rural border patrol operations that will form the key facility for joint border patrol between customs and immigrations. This set of 12 officers will serve as instructors for the rural border patrol program, having effectively demonstrated their skills after the training program in the United States.
Before the commencement of every operation, there must be reconnaissance. That is the first step. That's the first step where intelligence is being shared amongst officers, the nature of operation. Now it is informing them about a vehicle with kidnappers or smugglers. Information just reached us from the headquarters that the vehicle at Semibota, Hilux. They use customs color to camouflage, and he's now briefing his team to go out for the vehicle raid. Like I said, during raid, we have 4 principles. The first one, overwhelming force, speed, and then tactical mindset. The entire team must have a positive mindset in achieving the set objective.
All of you, make your hands up! Now, move!
A follow-up program as envisioned by the Comptroller General of Customs, Diko Inde Abdullahi, in forging a strong interagency collaboration in fighting cross-border criminalities is by extending the knowledge on rural border patrol to sister security agencies.
Wait!
In realizing the objective, the Nigeria Customs Service is collaborating with the United States Embassy in Nigeria to domesticate the Rural Border Patrol Scheme and integrate it into the training curriculum of border control agencies. The various segments of the rigorous training program took place at the Customs Command and Staff College, Gwagwalada, accredited by the World Customs Organization as a regional training center for West and Central African region of WCO. The world-class training facility and the surrounding forests of Gwagwalada, a suburb in the Federal Capital Territory, provides a suitable environment and actual rural setting required for both the theoretical and practical aspects of the training conducted mostly by U.S.-trained customs officers with mentorship assistance by officials of the United States Border Patrol Academy.
The name of this course is the Rural Border Patrol Operations course. This is not a customs course. This is not to train you in evaluation of shipments, those type revenue. That's not our job. Our job is to train you in rural border patrol interdiction operations. And Mr. Fanyan will take you through the modules in a few minutes that are associated with this. We're not training you in what to do in a port of entry. I've worked in ports of entry. All of us have worked in ports of entry. All of you, or many of you, have worked in ports of entry. That's not our job here. Our job is to train you in what to do out on the border in a rural setting in the middle of nowhere.
The modules for the training expected to equip the participants with the necessary skills for detection and quick response to border criminalities included firearms handling, operational planning, track and land navigation, and emergency evacuation.
Around the Katsina border, there is a substation, the Agangaro substation. So it has plain lands with arid, with sand, a lot of sand. And during the Harmattan period, of course, there is movement of dust, particles, and all kinds of due to the weather at the period. And so there is people or smugglers that come in with vehicles, smuggled vehicles. When they get on those parts, they leave marks behind. So anytime we come in our patrols, we find marks. Some of the marks, the tire tracks, some will be very deep and wide. You know that these are vehicles of about, say, 1,300 kilograms. That's 4x4s. And then some are small, and then they will still be deep because it's sandy. And then you know that these are vehicles of about 650, 700 kilograms. They are small cars. And then they can take for a long period because they are open fields. So we'll be careful how we follow them, not to actually confuse ourselves, because there could be many.
Very good and a wonderful experience in the job. The experience in the job, and you have the techniques, those are normal techniques that you apply in order to trust them.
Your job as law enforcement agents, definitely you can't do without community engagement. I mentioned it. So what he just mentioned is a typical example of community engagement, getting information from the community. And it will always help us as law enforcement agents. We can't do without them.
For the practical segment of the Rural Border Patrol Operations training, core exercises such as sign cutting, tracking navigation, weaponry, arrest techniques, and medicals, among others, were demonstrated using mock operational techniques.
The first lane is showing visibly one man walking. Yes. You understand? Normal stride, normal steps. So things you need to observe here is one, the agent of the sign. That is, when does it happen? You understand? Is it in the morning? Is it immediately now? Is it yesterday? You understand? There are some features that you can observe that will tell you.
The shooting exercise was conducted at a range in the Institute of Security Studies located in Bwari, Abuja. The trainees were first taken through precautions and safety rules before they were split into teams for the shooting range exercise on equipment handling.
Stand by. On my command, you're going to fire. Stand by.
Right now we are observing those things that we taught them in the classroom. So we're here to practicalize the techniques of shooting and different positioning of shooting. That is what is going now.
You are the team leader. How has it been? How will you assess this training?
Wow, the training is interesting. In last year, somewhere around May, June, we were trained in US as trainers, and then we were mentored towards November to be sure that we know what the subject is of expertise that we are to train. And then we are here today because we have a set of trainees coming from Nigerian Customs Police, Immigration and Nigerian Customs Service. And we are training them on rural border patrol operations, which core competencies is to identify an intrusion, to dictate, to identify, to classify, respond and resolve to. So when you dictate an intrusion, what do you need? We need certain core competencies to do that. We train them how to patrol, we teach them how to make use of the map, compass, GPS to locate their position wherever they find themselves. With the help of the map, they can definitely detour around the building or anything they find that is an obstacle during the operation.
So as a trainer now, how is the experience?
Well, it's great. We have some mixed experience in the field based on the teams we have. Some have ideas on this training, some don't have. And the idea of map, majority of them only know that there is a map for road. They don't know the deep usage of certain features on the map. But with the help of this, they were able to know how to shoot azimuth and how to use the azimuth to go to a certain position. And they were able to know how to use the GPS and send a distress call that will enable a team locate them on the exact point that they are on the continent.
So coming to the shooting range now and other practical aspects of the course, how has it been?
Well, stressful.
Can you give us some major highlights?
Yeah, we went on patrolling. We navigated around the academy in Gwagwalada. We did patrolling where they went on land, linear formation, diamond, wedge, and staggered formation. We had some challenges where it was difficult for some of them because of the age limit. We had some, just a 10% casualty. One out of them fell while we were doing the training due to stress. We guess that's why we always advise them to sip water, because he dehydrated because he was not taking enough water.
A fundamental aspect of the practical exercises is the development of team spirit among the trainees. They were taken through the various stages of the program with strong emphasis on teamwork, especially during the practical sessions.
Show them that this training, there is nothing like police force, there is nothing like immigration, there is nothing like customs, there is nothing like rank. All are equal, and that is why we harmonize it by dehumanizing the uniform team, by giving them all the same uniform without any rank to distinguish who is the senior. So everybody is equal, but we gave them team leaders.
How do you think this course will affect the operations of the service?
It's going to affect us, the entire operations of rural border patrol. It's going to be, it's an added value. The three agencies are team players, our partners. The platform has been created, and because we've been having different businesses at the border road. What I mean businesses, we all have a duty to perform at the border stations. So it is important for us to come here as a team to have a synergy. That's the most important for us to come here and work together and learn those best practices that is globally accepted. Yes, some of these things we know, but I can tell you most of the techniques being taught here are the current techniques used at the rural border stations.
Due to the rigorous nature of the practical exercises, measures are always put in place to assist the participants build up the required energy to forge ahead with the training. Some of these are the use of slogans to ensure endurance at the various stages of the training operations. In order to address any form of casualty during the training, especially at the shooting range and other harsh environments they were exposed to, the teams are always accompanied by a mobile medical unit.
We have a responsibility of taking care of the community where we work. They are our host. In case there are casualties, being medics, it is our responsibility to take care of these members of these various communities around the border stations. And also, if it's possible, if you are able in the course of your operations, you made some arrest, it is your duty also to protect the detainee. Why do you have to protect the detainee? Yeah, it will help you in having other intelligence, other vital information that will help you in prosecution. That is the essence of serving, rendering some assistance to the community, not just protecting the officers and men during operations. We owe the community some duty also.
The teams expended rounds of live ammunition at the range with instructions from the range master. In an interview, the range master explained that the shooting exercise was important to ensure that trainees gain experience in handling weapons.
We have about 12,000 rounds of ammunition to shoot for just 2 days, and the participants have been doing very well.
Okay, all the participants there, they're from 3 organizations. How have they been performing?
Actually, they are doing exactly what we're asking them to do, because as the range master, my role here is to make sure everybody is safe and they shoot according to my rules and my commands.
In one aspect of the practical sessions, the various teams were split into groups and allowed to take decisions, all aimed at sharpening the communication skills within a group and development of abilities to make joint decisions. Different teams were taught skills on surveillance, gathering of information, and tactical interdiction. The teams were further directed to carry out mock demonstrations based on the knowledge they have gained.
What you are about to see is what we call the EIT team, the recon team, and the tactical interdiction team coming together to form what we call the formidable force to capture either intruders, drug traffickers, smugglers, as the case may be. This kind of exercise is conducted by a particular team that divides itself to 3 elements: the recon team, which is the first element, the EIT, which we call the entry identification team, which is the second element, and the interdiction team, which is the third element. The recon team is saddled with the responsibility of gathering information, and this information is going to be utilized by the leadership of the team. And after the recon team have bring this information to the leadership of the leadership of the team now decides to send an EIT, which we refer to as an entry identification team, to conduct a surveillance around the area and feed the leadership of the team back on their findings. And after they have done that, the leadership of the team will direct now the interdiction team to go for an interdiction. What you are about to see now is a clear display of the EIT, the mission support, the recon team, and the interdiction team.
Now, what you'll be doing is, please do not talk when you know you have an exact figure of their strength. There is nobody behind. Then communicate with the second team that is not going to be too far away from you, and the second team is going to give us the warning signal that they are approaching the interdiction site. Now, when we strike, when the interdiction team strikes, we need cover backup from the second team that is in between the EIT and the interdiction team. Any question on that?
That's the security element.
Any questions on that? I'll repeat myself. We're breaking into 3. We're breaking into 3. EIT.
Up and leave that field, and I don't want you any other cameraman from that place.
Allow them pass, get their exact figure strength, then you communicate with the MSS or the LCC, then for onward communication to the interdiction team. Are we good?
Yeah.
Your hands, please! Raise your hands where I can see them! Put your hands where we can see you! Place your hands where I can see them! Freeze! I'm gonna throw you both! Come this side! I got a motion! Put them together! Freeze! There's a bomb with me. Anybody that tries it. Move! Hey, move! Go down on your right knees gently! Go down on your right knees gently! Go down! Go down! Down! Say go down! Down!
Deputy Comptroller of Human Resource Department, DC MACHU, who was present at the shooting range, explains that the overall objective of the program by the service was to have officers who are knowledgeable on rural border patrol operations retrain other security operatives. He also explains the essence of the collaboration with other security agencies.
The essence of this training is to develop their capability, their marksmanship. You can see it yourself. They are aiming at targets. We are dealing with smugglers that are dreaded. We are not trained to kill, we are trained to demobilize. And that is why you see them here in this field. They have learned the theory in the class, now they are displaying it in the field. Thank you.
So the collaboration aspect of it with the police and immigration, what is the significance?
The significance is that we are all working for government. Each and every one has his function, but these functions are interrelated. If you look at immigration, you look at custom, you look at police, we are all found in the border. And when we are asking a traveler, immigration deal with passenger traffic, we deal with goods traffic, but goods are carried by human beings. It is human beings that import these goods. And sometimes we go through their own passport too to see how frequent you are, especially for those who have made one mistake or the other, or they have decided to maybe try with them to see the origin and how far they have been traveling. So you see, that is how we relate between custom, immigration. And if we have a case that has to do with criminal case, we refer it to the police. And that is why you see us being trained together, so that we now sit together, we see ourselves as working for the same purpose for the government and not at par with each other.
Some of the participants spoke of their experiences on the program.
So far it has been wonderful. We have had a wonderful experience so far. So many things we've not come across in terms of teaching aids. Like facilitators have shown us so far, we have acquired the knowledge we couldn't have come across for a long time to come.
So can you give us highlights of some of those things you've learned?
Like the navigational aspect, some of the equipment we worked with. Very, very, very important. And it will be very important if the service can provide such equipment, navigation aids. Also, like we have seen here, the firearms, AK-47. I have not had experience with AK-47. This is my very first time of using it, and it has been wonderful. And
the collaboration aspect of it, where you have immigration, customs, and police.
It has never happened like this before. I can remember when I served the border, we always be having clashes with customs. I believe the problem then was not the official aspect of it. It has been a problem of personal interest. But now we have been tutored about the need for collaboration, how to synergize with one another. It has been a wonderful experience.
In fact, I experienced a lot of good things here. It makes me to even get to know some new people like the custom and the immigrations that I've never worked with them before. It's because of this course. And you know, they've been teaching us a lot of things, the way we're going to deal with people in the border, you know. So we are really enjoying, I'm learning a lot of things that I've never learned before.
So what are those highlights of some things you've learned?
Like as in how to trap some migrants in the borders and how to interact with them to get what I want, how to communicate with the community to get what I can get from them to help my organization.
We've had a great experience so far. We've had the opportunity to experience new technologies and then new ways of doing things. The rural border patrol operations and the essentials. We've learned how to navigate our way with the use of the maps, compass and the GPS. We've learned how to give emergency medical care in the jungle. We've learned how to patrol, the right way to patrol, and then the basics we need to know as rural border patrol operatives. It has been a great experience. I really am grateful that I had the opportunity to be a part of this. Thank you.
It's been a wonderful experience for Customs organizing this in conjunction with the government of the United States, and having the immigration, the members of the police here to all to come to learn a lot of things that we haven't known all this while. I
things like conducting patrols at night and with the aid of equipment that we've not been exposed to. And most importantly, the use of the GPS, map readings, and tactical decision-making process.
So coming to the shooting range now, how has it been here?
It's been wonderful. Shooting range just started yesterday. So some of us, we've not really had the opportunity of using the AK-47 and shooting enough rounds, but I can tell you that yesterday and today it's been a wonderful experience. We've expended a lot of rounds and lots of rounds. It's really some beauty out here.